Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street to also help you understand what are experts really saying about the big earnings that are coming on the street. Your strategies towards those stocks as well is something that we will continue to discuss. For the markets, let's start off with the Nifty figures first. It's right now hovering 145 points high in trade at 19,137. Remember, the markets are now up by about 0.8% as we speak. The Nifty Bank is pretty buoyant at about 43,062 odd levels. There's a 360 point of a jump for this one, about a 0.9% of a surge. So we're also seeing most of the other sectors supporting the market sentiments. In fact, all the sectors of the Nifty are trading in the green, and handsomely so. We can actually see some gainers in the likes of the realty space. That's now the topmost sectoral gainer in trade today, 2.5% higher for this one, 1.7% uptick for the PSU banks that follows up next. The broader markets, the mid and the small cap 100 indices are also pretty buoyant, 1.5% higher for these two. Metals are shining bright, oil and gas, healthcare, FMCG, you name it, all of these sectors are up by over 1% as well. On the top stocks, as far as the Nifty is concerned, Britannia Industries tops the charts, 3% higher in trade. You also have Hindalco, IndusInd Bank, Apollo Hospitals, Eicher Motors and Grasim as some of the major movers. So select stocks from various sectors as among the top gainers as far as the Nifty is concerned. On the downside, let's see whether there is any stocks. I think there are about just 6-7 stocks that are still hovering flattish too with the negative bias in trade. Hero MotoCorp is the one that's actually declined in trade after the earnings call. There was a dip of sorts, 1.5% dip for this one. You also have Bajaj Auto that's also coming under pressure, 0.5% of losses coming for this one. Tech Mahindra is another stock that's down by about 0.8% or so. Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, HDFC Life, these are the stocks that are hovering lower in trade as well. And as far as the F&O action is concerned, you have the power finance names like RECP, FC again topping the charts. You also have Delta Corp coming back strongly, 6.5% of a move on the upside as well. Then you also have from the Nifty 500 basket a whole lot of names that are actually up by almost 6.5%, 7% up. Hitachi Energy is the top mover as far as the Nifty 500 index is concerned. Delta Corp, Indus Towers, you also have Bharat Heavy Electricals, the BHEL stock, Gujarat Ambuja Exports, IDBI Bank. These are the top movers as far as the Nifty 500 space is concerned. But time to welcome our guest on the show. Ashish Kapoor joins in. He's the CEO of InvestShop. Welcome, sir, and thank you so much for taking the time out. Your own thoughts on the markets? They have shown an improvement of late, but is this trend here to stay is the big question, that because we've seen a lot of volatility over the last 10 odd days.
Hello, Sakshi. Thank you so much for having me over. Well, that is a $1 billion question, whether this, is actually an uptrend or just a kind of a pullback rally. My sense, and I could be, of course, I mean, I reserve the right to go wrong, but my sense is that this is more like a pullback rally because two, three reasons. I think one is the global thing is far from clear. I think markets are somewhat, I think, not only here, I think worldwide seem to be assuming that the tension in the Middle East will not have implications or repercussions elsewhere. I think my own opinion is it will. I think that the conflict will last much longer, and also the casualties will be far higher, and the repercussions will be there. And I think that is not fully factored in the market prices as of now. Second is, I think even here domestic, there is there is a general election which is about now 7 or 8 months away maximum. I think even less than that. What appears to be is that the same government dispensation will continue, but elections are very, very difficult to predict anywhere, especially in such a large country like ours. So I think somewhere the market will start factoring in some kind of nervousness or some kind of uncertainty on that big event, which will obviously be a couple of months before the election. So that is also not too far away. Third, I think the run up has before the correction started. Run up was very fierce and very, very strong. Markets anyway need to cool off much more than just a week, 10 days of fall which we have seen. I think if nothing else, a time-wise correction is certainly on the cards. So even if we don't see much of a price damage, I think a couple of months of sideways movement is certainly on the cards. So I am not very gung-ho as far as the market is concerned. I think individual stock, yes, some stocks will rally, some stocks will outperform. There are money making opportunities in the market for sure. But the easy money or the low hanging fruit is has already been plucked. I think the rally which started in somewhere in the middle of the year, May, June this year to about August, is kind of behind us, and it will take some months at least before the next leg of this long-term bull run starts. And in
Okay.
between, like I said, the best case could be a sideways time-wise correction, but I do not rule out the possibility of a dip, which could be much more than what we have seen so far.
Okay, got that. Let me now get down to some of the stocks that are buzzing in trade. Adani Power is a stock that's reported its numbers also and is reacting to it. The company's profit has soared about 800% on a year-on-year basis to 6,594 crores. The revenues have seen a jump of 84 odd percent as well. If you've seen the intricacies of the earnings, what would your call be on Adani Power? Should one be looking at these earnings and then taking a call to invest?
Well, within the group, the Adani group, I think Adani Power is one of the easier stocks to track and make any recommendations, and it does have a kind of an earning trajectory, and also the power sector itself has a lot of tailwind. Within the space, I think power is one of the sectors which we quite like. And Adani with this good results, I think I can stick my neck out and stay. Yes, certainly if you are invested, hold on. And any decline could be a good opportunity to buy.
Okay, any decline could be an opportunity to buy. Any targets that you have kept in your mind for Adani Power? The stock is buoyant to 2.5% higher, 373 odd levels. Your thoughts?
Well, I don't have a target as such in mind, but I think the way the power sector is now shaping up after many years, it's getting its mojo back. So certainly it could be an outperformer going ahead.
Okay, fair enough. Let's also shift focus to understanding more about the paints companies as well. Berger Paints has come out with its Q2 numbers again. So the net profit here has risen 33% to 292 crores. We've also seen the consolidated revenue from operations up about 3.6% year on year to 2,767 odd crore rupees as well. Looking like at this point in time when there is the festive season is underway, although the crude prices have been volatile, your own thoughts on Berger Paints and how would you be looking at the stock after earnings, sir?
Well, I think paints in general should be avoided for the moment because it's an industry which is going through a lot of change. There are a lot of very big, prominent industrial groups which are entering into paints,
Yes.
and so the whole dynamics could change very rapidly, especially for companies like Berger, which so far had a very good run up because the number of organized players were less, and so with your GSW, Villas, Indigo, and the rest coming in, the suddenly the industry dynamics is very difficult to predict. So in times of unpredictability, it's best to kind of stay on the sidelines. I think there are many better opportunities in the market. Stay away from paint company in general, and
Mm-hmm.
Berger Paints, I think in particular, is susceptible to a big, market share erosion if they're not able to hold on in view of the competition that is coming in. So for the moment, I think stay away from Berger Paints.
Okay, got that. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Kapoor, for being with us on the show and discussing all these insights about markets and specific stocks as well. Markets are hovering about 140 points higher for the Nifty, 19,128. We'll continue to tap onto more details on the markets, so do stay tuned with us onto Business Today TV to catch all the updates from the world of business and stock markets. Until then, thanks for tuning in.